The Shi Clan Rebellion is the biggest storyline in the Apothecary Diaries so far, spanning almost 2 full seasons. It's a complex plot with so many details that it's easy to get lost or forget. That's why this video pieces everything together. I've collected all the clues and events from the anime and put them into one simple, chronological timeline for you. Let's begin. The initial signs of a deeper conspiracy are subtly woven into the fabric of Maomao's early life in the Imperial Palace, long before the full scope of the Shi Clan's involvement becomes apparent. It begins with the lead-based face powder incident. 3 months after her kidnapping, Maomao notices a pattern in the illnesses and deaths of the Emperor's infant heirs and deduces the cause to be lead-based face powder used by the concubines. She discreetly leaves anonymous messages for concubines Lihua and Gyokuyo. Concubine Lihua's son dies because her lady-in-waiting ignores the warning, while concubine Gyokuyo's daughter, Princess Lingli, lives because her message is heeded. A separate incident is the death of Master Kounen, a high-ranking official and former warehouse manager, from excessive salt intake. Maomao concludes he was poisoned by someone adding excessive salt to his drink, possibly out of hatred. After being bought out by Jinshi and starting her new work in the outer court, Maomao explores the military wing for medicinal herbs, where she is scolded by a mysterious court lady for entering a restricted area. This court lady is later identified as Suirei. Soon after, Ardu's replacement, Lady Loulan, arrives in the rear palace. Maomao is formally tasked by Jinshi with educating the new pure consort Loulan and all other high-ranking concubines on serving the emperor, using materials from the verdigris house. On the night of the consort training, an explosion occurs in a food warehouse. Maomao, investigating impromptu, discovers an ivory pipe at the site. She concludes that a smouldering ember from this pipe ignited floating wheat dust. She advises Lihaku, who is also investigating, to prevent personnel from smoking in food warehouses, noting that the expensive nature of the pipe raises initial suspicions. Later, Maomao investigates the poisonous seaweed case, involving a bureaucrat who falls into a coma after consuming raw fugu seasoned with vinegar. She deduces the cause to be improperly prepared seaweed, imported from the south by the bureaucrat's younger brother who sought revenge for ill treatment. This bureaucrat is identified as the current warehouse manager, linking him to the broader assassination plot. Jinshi then tasks Maomao with solving a case involving the will of a metalworker, acquainted with Loulan, who died unexpectedly. Maomao discovers solder blocking a drawer's keyhole. This case provides context for the lead alloy later used in the rigged ceremonial tool. When Suirei sends Maomao on an errand to fetch potato flour from the inner palace pharmacy, she encounters Suirei there. Maomao observes that the apothecary on duty seems to have a personal liking for Suirei. Later, Maomao encounters Suirei again in the military wing. There, Suirei claims she is planting medicinal plants for a resurrection medicine, which immediately piques Maomao's interest. The conspiracy becomes clearer when Lihaku informs Maomao about a theft of ceremonial tools that occurred around the same time as the warehouse explosion. He reveals that a tall court lady, matching Suirei's description, had given the ivory pipe as a reward to a guard. Maomao connects these details with Master Kounen's death and the poisoning of the current warehouse manager, deducing that these events are all part of an orchestrated assassination attempt targeting Jinshi. She rushes to the altar of the sapphire sky and saves him by pushing him out of the way just as a heavy, rigged ornament falls. The next day, Maomao explains that the warehouse fire was a distraction to steal the real ceremonial tools and replace them with another one made from a low melting point lead alloy, designed to fall and kill Jinshi during the ritual. Maomao then learns from Lihaku of Suirei's supposed death by poison, but suspects it was faked using thornapple and pufferfish toxin. Her hunch proves right when another body is found in Suirei's coffin. She understands Suirei could execute this deception because her body wouldn't be closely examined, a fact she relied upon, perhaps due to the apothecary's personal liking for her. This allowed Suirei to eventually wake up, albeit with a paralysed left arm, and be smuggled out. The act greatly intrigues and annoys Maomao, who becomes determined to learn Suirei's resurrection drug recipe. At the spring party, Consort Loulan is formally introduced. Shisui makes her first appearance as an unfamiliar servant girl who helps Princess Lingli with a kitten. Following the arrival of a trading caravan, Maomao becomes alarmed upon discovering that several popular fragrances, including rose, benzoin, and cinnamon, possess abortifacient properties that could endanger pregnancies. Maomao connects these scents to previous poisonings, such as the lead-based powders incident. During a shopping trip, Maomao encounters Shisui again, who mentions a strange smell from the north and expresses a keen interest in insects. This seemingly minor detail proves significant, as Shisui's observation of a foul odour later provides Maomao with a crucial clue, ultimately leading to the discovery of a decomposed body linked to concubine Jin's death. Later, Shisui collaborates with Maomao to create the Moon Fairy illusion. During this time, Maomao theorizes that Suirei may have taught concubine Jin about poisons and possibly targeted Jinshi. Maomao investigates a missing sick servant and discovers that Xin, Lady Li Hua's head lady-in-waiting, had been stockpiling banned scented oils for abortion-inducing drugs. Maomao also finds a thicket of white blossoms whose seeds can be processed into abortifacients near where the servant was confined. She concludes that someone in the rear palace is actively spreading knowledge about these oils, indicating a larger conspiracy. A visit to the Shrine of Choosing reveals it to be an ancient structure where emperors were historically selected through a test. Maomao deduces that this shrine was built to select for red-green color blindness, a trait common in the western lands of the nation's founding Queen Wangmu. The eunuch who maintains the shrine explains that if candidates failed, they could try again with a concubine of the right lineage. Maomao realizes this was a method to ensure the Queen Wangmu's bloodline remained in power. Maomao deduces that Xin must have been taught poison making, as she relied on specific caravan goods despite readily available alternatives. At the same time, rumors of a court lady catching bugs, who turns out to be Shisui, lead Maomao to suspect her unconventional nature. The danger escalates during a hunting trip in the northern province, which is territory ruled by the Shi Clan. Jinshi was attending the hunt, having been personally invited by Lady Loulan's father, Shisho. During the trip, assassins ambush Jinshi using advanced weapons called Feifas. Maomao, who is also present, helps apprehend one of the perpetrators by tracking a gunpowder scent. As Shaolan's term of service nears its end, Maomao and Shisui frequent the palace baths for gossip. They encounter rumors of 30 new eunuchs, formerly foreign slaves, and talk of a beautiful new eunuch among them. An injured, good-looking eunuch turns out to be Suirei, having entered the rear palace under the alias Tian. Loulan writes warnings about dangerous substances for a vocational school. Maomao suspects Shen Liu, the clinic supervisor, is intentionally using patients to transmit knowledge about abortifacients, connecting Shen Liu directly to the conspiracy. Suirei, posing as a eunuch, confronts Maomao, threatens Shisui, and tries to lure Maomao away with the resurrection formula. At the same time, Loulan informs Shisho that the Feifas used against Jinshi likely originated from Shisho's territory. Suddenly, Maomao disappears as Suirei smuggles both her and Shisui to a remote hot spring village. Maomao deduces that Suirei and Shisui are sisters. Suirei then reveals that she knows Loulan is Maomao's father, leading Maomao to believe she was taken as leverage. Jinshi receives a report that no maid named Shisui exists in palace records. Jinshi's investigation into the missing eunuch Tian, Suirei's alias, leads him to a graveyard for women deflowered by the late emperor. There, he confronts Shen Liu, who correctly deduces Jinshi's royal identity by his resemblance to the young former emperor and attempt suicide. It's revealed the grave belonged to Taiho, whose daughter was exiled with a physician, linking this historical injustice directly to the broader conspiracy. Following this lead, Jinshi proceeds to the Garnet Pavilion to question Loulan. There, he uncovers her use of body doubles when he identifies a maid sitting in the concubine's place, confirming that the real Loulan was gone. Loulan explains the symbolism of the red and green paint on the fox masks in her village, directly linking it to the prevalence of colour blindness. This leads Maomao to deduce that the village's settlers belong to the same group as the Queen Wangmu. Loulan is wearing a green mask, which leads Maomao to assume she is also colourblind. Maomao demands Suirei's resurrection medicine recipe, which Suirei shares. Maomao and Qu then discover a Feifa assembly workshop with metal tubes in a storehouse, where they are caught by Shenmei and envoy Ayla. Shenmei punishes Suirei, but Loulan intervenes, unveiling that she is Shisui's true identity. The clan is preparing for war. Lahan reports the Shi stronghold's expansion as evidence of rebellion, and Lakan asks Jinshi to mobilize the Forbidden Army against them. Maomao learns the resurrection drug was a side result of immortality research. After she insults Shenmei, she is sent to the Taibon, a pit of venomous creatures. A bribed guard, aided by Suirei and Kyo-u, reveals the stronghold's gunpowder production. Maomao then discovers the basement Gunpowder Factory, and Loulan evacuates the workers before destroying it. Loulan describes her experience as her mother Shenmei's doll, implying she was raised to become an empress to further the clan's ambition. This ambition directly ties to the Shrine of Choosing, which was designed to select for red-green colour blindness to ensure Queen Wangmu's bloodline remained in power. Loulan also explains Suirei's background as the previous emperor's illegitimate granddaughter, linking her to Taiho, a former lady-in-waiting whose exiled daughter, Suirei's mother, was later married to Shisho by imperial decree. She then leads Maomao to her room, where she reveals the poisoned Shi children, including Kyo-u, with the intention of sparing them from the punishment when the Shi clan loses. Loulan's motivation is then clarified. She took abortion drugs to avoid becoming like her mother, Shenmei, and to protect Suirei by distancing her from the clan. Maomao gives Loulan Jinshi's hairpin. Jinshi leads the imperial army, revealing his true royal identity as Kazuigetsu, and indicates he is no longer the crown prince as a new heir has been born. Maomao realizes his identity and vows to fulfill Loulan's last wish. During the Royal Guard's invasion, Jinshi confronts Shisho. Shisho claims responsibility for the assassination attempt and is stabbed to death, dying with memories of a young Shenmei. Loulan leads Jinshi to Shenmei and Suirei, revealing that Shenmei was actually a hostage, held by the emperor to cripple the Shi clan's slave trading business. Shisho gave up his future to save Shenmei by marrying Suirei's mother as part of an agreement with the previous emperor. It's revealed that Suirei was secretly recognized as imperial blood all along, but despite Shisho's devotion, Shenmei's resentment only deepened. When Shenmei tries to shoot Loulan, the Feifa misfires, killing Shenmei instead. Loulan asks Jinshi to spare clansmen exiled by her mother, discarded the Shi name and the ones who are already dead. She then scars his face as symbolic revenge, performs a final defiant dance, and is gunned down by Basin and his soldiers, falling to her presumed death as Suirei watches in grief. Jinshi later finds Maomao resting beside the poisoned children. In the resolution, Maomao, with Suirei's help, manages to revive the 5 Shi children. Afterward, she returns to the Pleasure District. Kyo-u, who now suffers from memory loss and has been renamed Cho-u, returns with her, while the other 4 children are adopted by Lady Adwo. Lady Gyokuyo becomes empress, and a new crown prince is revealed. Luoman remains as court physician. Suirei is spared due to her imperial blood, but is kept under surveillance. Loulan is confirmed to be alive, now named Tamamo, and departs overseas after trading Jinshi's hairpin. That's everything I've been able to gather on the Shi Clan Rebellion, but if I missed any detail or if you've spotted extra clues from the anime, tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.